So now it's time to drain the swamp, as this capital city I live in will henceforth be known in the Trump era. But that may be more difficult to do than it seems. Every new president goes through this. You promise lots of things and the expectations get set really high. Certainly that was true of Barack Obama, hope and change in 2008, and Donald Trump stunning the political and media establishment by winning the presidency. Now, of course, he's got to deliver. So the first thing is, here's an outsider who has suddenly just become the ultimate insider. And he's got to staff up a government quickly, and he's got about 4,000 political appointments to make. So necessarily, obviously, a lot of people who are sort of government lifers, political hacks, lobbyists, will become part of that mix, because somebody who's never been in government before, and even somebody who has, needs people who know, how to turn the lights on, how to make the machinery run. It doesn't mean they will be in charge, but you need some of those folks. But now we come to, the rather sweeping campaign promises that Trump made, and every presidential candidate overpromises. So, will Donald Trump be able to build a wall? Well, if Congress approves billions of dollars, he will probably try to deliver on that. I don't know that he'll make Mexico pay for it, or if his supporters really care, or maybe there'll be some kind of trade deal where he can claim that Mexico at least is contributing part of it. Will he repeal Obamacare? I think that will be easy with the House and Senate in Republican hands, but Trump has promised to replace it with something better. And that gets kind of complicated when you get into the insurance business and the fact that millions of people were added to the insurance rolls because of this program, including kids under 26. It's, again, easier to promise on the campaign trail, but I think that's an area where he will probably be able to make progress as well. Now, the easy stuff is the executive orders. With a stroke of a pen, he will reverse a lot of what Obama did with a stroke of a pen. But at the same time, if Trump carries out his plans to cut taxes by a significant amount, to improve veterans' health care, to have a large infrastructure spending program to protect medical care and Social Security, and things like that, he's going to have to spend a lot of money. And that raises the question of whether or not the deficit would balloon. I mean, there's always this trade-off. I know this gets kind of wonky. There's always this trade-off in D.C. between spending money and cutting taxes, which are good and popular, and not sending the government further into debt, which adds to borrowing costs and all of that. And then there are different things. He's talked about abolishing the EPA. I mean, look, Donald Trump as president will have to adjust to reality. And part of that adjustment, by the way, if this is a guy who ran his own business, could hire and fire pretty much at will, could make things happen, he was a deal maker. Now he's got to deal with the opposition party. He's got to deal with the sort of different chairmen and congressional fiefdoms on Capitol Hill. He's got to deal with the courts, which may not support everything he wants to do. He's got to deal with a stubborn bureaucracy that every new president confronts, foreign adversaries, foreign opponents. And through all of that, his greatest weapon, beside the inherent powers of the presidency, is going to be the ability to move public opinion. Trump is a pretty good communicator, as he proved during the campaign. But now the expectations shift, and we'll see how President-elect and ultimately President Trump can do when it comes to delivering.